We all know Omori is the main character of the game, Omori. And if you played to the true route and got to the end, which I hope you did if you're watching this video, you know Omori ends up being the final boss and he says a lot of pretty terrible things to Sunny throughout the fight, which can also be a representation of Sunny's own thoughts, which is a lot. I said a lot about that in this video, so anyway. Along with that, in black space and red space, Omori tends to do some rather devious things to Veizo, resulting in him dying over and over. And to top it off, in the bad ending, Omori is what causes Sunny to Oyasumi in the bad ending. That and every other bad thing that piled up in his life. As you can tell, these are some rather serious menace type activities, which begs the question, is Omori truly all evil? So I've obviously already pointed out a ton of bad stuff he's done, but let's take a good look at maybe some positive stuff he's done. Wait, why is that empty? Okay, I'll take this seriously. So in order to do this, we gotta go all the way back to the beginning of it all, aka the truth, which is like seems to pop up in every video. But if we take into account the unused text from the Truth photo album, this photo says everything appears dark, the shadows slither around you, you don't understand what is happening, your head starts to feel fuzzy, you sink into a crevice in your mind, in empty white room. Which implies the truth is when white space, Sunny's safe space, was created, and later he decided to forget himself and visit white space and headspace as Omori, as we learned from Daddy Longlegs in the Lost Forest. In short, Omori in combination with white space and headspace is Sunny's coping mechanism of the truth, and in order to cope with the truth, Omori did whatever he could in his power to make Sunny forget it, so we never had to relive the pain of that day again. Which pretty much gives us the why of Omori's actions. He technically did it all to protect Sunny, but in the end his protection was no longer needed, but Omori believed otherwise, causing the overwhelming self-conflict of Omori's, the game's, conclusion. Now this is kind of a gray area. Omori clearly had good intentions in trying to protect Sunny from his trauma, but at some point he became too overprotective and ended up hurting Sunny. So can we really say his actions were justified if they were in goodwill, but ended in a bad result? Well, technically, in the true route, he ends up, overcoming his trauma, but you know what I mean, they ended up like fighting and stuff at the end of the game. But like, seriously though, how far is too far? It's one thing to care and protect someone, but it's another to protect them to the point where it causes them harm. We know Omori had good intentions, but does having good intentions justify his actions and make them right? I guess at the end of the day, it's kind of down to personal opinion, but the way I see it, Omori had good intentions and I can see where he was coming from. After all, his entire purpose was to suppress the trauma Sunny so desperately wanted to escape from, and he did so at all costs, even if it meant defying Sunny, his own creator. However, just because he had good intentions and wanted to protect Sunny, I just don't think the lens he wants to do it are right or justified. I mean, he made Sunny forget precious memories, said absolutely terrible things to him, and even pushes him to suicide in the bad ending. All this is just pushing the whole I must protect Sunny from reliving his trauma way too far. But I guess on the other end, that's exactly what Sunny wanted him to do, and what he was created to do. At the end of the day, he did a job of repressing pretty well, which brings up another question. Can Omori be blamed for doing what he was created to do? I mean, if you think about it, all Omori is Sunny's creation, like an alter ego version of him, a form Sunny took to help him cope with the truth. Now this kind of complicates things of it, because if Sunny is the one who created him and told him what to do, then do Omori's actions fall under the blame of Sunny, or does it become separate after Omori seems to break free from Sunny's control in red space? Well, either way, I feel like at the end of it, this entire argument just comes down to personal opinions and morals. It's honestly a very complicated question to which there may be no right or wrong answer. So with all that being said, I'll throw out my full answer. So in my personal opinion, I believe that Omori is like not really good or evil. He's just neutral. The fact is, all Omori really is Sunny's creation that represses the truth and his memories along with it. He really has no moral values or beliefs. He just does what he was made to do, whether it's good or not. The only thing I cannot tolerate from him, however, are his actions in the end game, which can ultimately push Sunny over the edge to take his own life. I don't really care if it was under his orders or not. It doesn't make anything that he did right. But I can admit he probably was useful back, when the truth first happened and Sunny had to repress it and it would help him cope with his trauma. It's just that eventually it really went too far and it caused all this conflict and stuff. And yeah, although the blame for it can be really debatable since it is what Sunny wanted, but I don't know. Anyway, like I said, I think he's pretty much all the way neutral. He doesn't really care about what's right or wrong because he just wants to repress. That's all he wants to really do. So yeah, there you have it. The very complicated argument of whether Omori is right or wrong. Like at the end of the day, like I said, it really doesn't. It goes beyond the game. Like it's whether it goes to your own personal opinions and beliefs about the whole situation. And I don't really know if there's really a right or wrong answer here, which might be an exploring of more mysteries first. I don't know if we've ever reached the conclusion of. I don't know if there is a right or wrong answer, but there it is. There it really is. Um, I personally think he's just neutral. He just does what he was ordered to do, like kind of like a mindless thing, I guess. But like I don't know. It's super really complicated, but yeah, he just does what Sunny wants to do, which is repress, whether it's right or wrong, and that leads us to the end of the game where he ends up overcoming his trauma, and then Omori is no longer needed, and he disappears. And yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, because this is kind of, I guess the way I see it, it's pretty complicated. It might be simple for others. I don't know. I just feel like it's a very complicated topic that there's really no right or wrong answer to. But yeah, let me know in the comments. I don't know if I have anything else to add. So I guess we'll end the video here. Yeah.